Welcome back. This is the Weekend Report. I'm Masechaba Mposwa. ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba has penned an open letter urging foreign nationals seeking to make South Africa their home to respect the country or leave. Mashaba was referring to Cape Independence Advocacy Group leader Phil Craig, a British national. He calls for Craig's citizenship to be rejected due to his calls for a secession of the Western Cape as a province in South Africa. Now, the party has also written to Home Affairs Minister Leon Schreiber to lobby for the rejection of Craig's citizenship. ActionSA leader Herman Mashaba tells us more now. Good morning, Mr. Mashaba. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika.
Good morning, Masechaba, and good morning to Newzroom Afrika listeners.
Now, firstly, thank you very much. A foreign national, Phil Craig, came to South Africa and now he demands the independence of the Western Cape, essentially requesting for it to become a separate country. What's your take on this?
Well, unfortunately, it's really something for us. Me personally took it personal and hurtful. South Africa is really going through a very difficult, fragile time when we have forces out there trying to divide us along racial lines, getting international foreign forces to interfere in the internal and domestic affairs of our country. What happened on Wednesday, our Member of Parliament, Ms. Lerato Ngubeni, wrote a letter to the Minister of Home Affairs, Leon Schreiber, asking that this particular individual who's asking to divide our country, asking for the secession of the Western Cape, asking the minister not to award him the citizenship because he's got permanent residency. When I looked at it the last few days or so, including his own reaction, total disrespect and disregard for our country. And I said to myself, no, this is not enough. I think Ms. Ngobene's request was generous. As far as I'm concerned and ActionSA is concerned, we are saying no. This person we should not just reject giving him citizenship. We must actually revoke his permanent residence because the Citizenship Act of 1995 does grant the Minister of Home Affairs the right to prerogative to revoke his permanent residence and actually declare him a persona non grata. We send him back to his country, let him go out to his own country, Britain, where he can also ask for cessation of any part of England, not here in South Africa, because it's not going to happen. This is the man that is causing unnecessary tension amongst us in South Africa, because the Western Cape is not going to be ceded to anyone. South Africa will have the 9 provinces, whether people like it or not. And those who call for the Western Cape to be independent must be, more especially those who are foreigners. When you go out and ask for citizenship of a particular country, every country in the world makes it really very clear that you respect the laws of those countries. If he wants a Western Cape to be a separate country, let him go back to England. The day when it can happen, which is not going to happen, then he can apply for permanent residence in South Africa. Right now, I believe very strongly, and I have spoken extensively with Ms. Lerato and our members of Parliament. They must push this through Parliament, that it is no longer just a question of denying citizenship. We must revoke his permanent residence. We must actually declare him a persona non grata, give him time to leave this country as a matter of agency. Our country cannot afford people who are here to cause division and racial harmony in our country.
All right. Now, your open letter emphasizes the need for foreigners to respect South Africa. What specific measures would you take to ensure that foreign nationals contribute positively to our society and our economy?
Well, I think it is very clear if you look at our South African immigration policies, like all the other countries in the world. When you're in a country, and South Africa is not an exception, we're very clear to say when you visit our country, be on vacation, be coming to invest, come to, wanting to come and live here, you must respect our laws. If you don't respect our laws, then South Africa must actually send you out. And I believe this man, if Leon Schreiber, as the Minister of Home Affairs, he's got the laws behind him that he can immediately, within the next week or 72 hours, give this individual, declare him a persona non grata, so that the other foreign nationals who are here to disrespect our country, thinking that South Africa is a free-for-all for criminal elements, people who are coming here to disrupt us and cause racial harmony. We will take a very tough stance, and we really are making an appeal, and I can tell you we are going to push it. We just want Mr. Phil Craig and others like him who are in this country as a host that hosted him for the last 20 years, now to really show us the middle finger. That day has come to an end. We are going to mobilize South Africans as much as possible. You will see in the coming days and weeks, we are going to put pressure on the Minister of Home Affairs to look at this individual and others. Ms. Lerato was telling me yesterday that he's already getting information about some of the people who are part of this movement and doing other things that are really against the spirit of United South Africans. We are going to go for those people, ensure that we send them out of our country. We don't need such individuals in our country.
All right. You've urged the Home Affairs Minister to reject the citizenship application of Phil Craig. Why do you think there's even a debate about granting him citizenship when he is openly advocating for the secession of the Western Cape?
Well, honestly, this is something that baffles us and makes us very angry. We thought when the ANC, because ANC failed us for many years, causing all this chaos, we thought when we have a new minister from another party, realizing the gravity of this matter, Home Affairs will ensure that our borders are protected. People who are here for wrong reasons are taken out and sent back to their country. Is not happening. So it looks like the Minister of Home Affairs, it appears to us that his decisions are very selective. So we are going to ensure that everyone, we don't care who you are, what status you hold in your country and society. If you are in South Africa and then you don't respect the laws of our country, we are going to ensure that we send you back to your country. So we are calling on South Africa, please, we hope you can really support us. We cannot have such toxic individuals amongst us. Let's send them go, let them go and cause problems in their own countries. And I can assure you this is going to happen. Phil Craig, one of these days, is going to be declared persona non grata, whether it's going to take us a week or a month or a year, but eventually it is going to happen, because there's no way that we are going to allow the minister to give him citizenship. We will go up to the highest court to revoke that citizenship, because we suspect Leon Schreiber coming from the DA, because from the DA, if the people like this, we know that they support, because they also some of the people who are for illegal immigration of people coming from everywhere else except South Africa. So we are going to ensure that we guard against this, we put pressure, and we call on law-abiding citizens to work with us to ensure that we can regain the sovereignty and respect of our country.
Mr. Mashaba, what does putting South Africa first mean to you, and how would you implement this vision in your policy decisions?
Well, you know, Masechaba, got into politics because of my love for my country. I had options to leave this country when I started getting unhappy with the direction our country was taking. And I took a decision, something that I never thought I will do one day, going into politics. Why? Because I love this country. This country is the only country I've lived in. I've never lived anywhere else in my life. The people of this country are great human beings. We are being taken for granted totally taken for granted by international criminal syndicates. And I really wonder, and the ANC knows this very well, that I'm unhappy with them about what they've allowed to happen in this country. But now to be supported by the DA, we take even serious exception. So South Africa, it's my country. So I'm a real patriot. It's for that reason I'm in politics, to make sure that we can regain and retain the sovereignty and the proudness of our country. We are not going to allow characters like Phil Craig to come and disrupt us. One thing for sure, he must start packing, he must start making arrangements, because one of these days the Minister of Home Affairs is going to declare him a persona non grata. We really call on the minister not even think about giving him citizenship, because we are going to take him to court and actually expose the DA for what they are. Because any self-respecting nation, any self-respecting Minister of Home Affairs should have already acted. What is actually disturbing, I was talking to Lerato yesterday to find out if he's received any acknowledgement of the letter. The minister, you can imagine, Lerato is a member of parliament. She sits on the Home Affairs the committee, did not even have the decency to acknowledge the letter. So that shows you how disrespectful this GNU is, and the DA and their minister, towards ensuring that the sovereignty of South Africa is connected. But I know the DA supports, they might not obviously say it openly, they support the secession of the Western Cape, and that's something that is not going to happen. We lived under brutal, savage era of our history. We are not going to back there. South Africa is going to remain one sovereign country, and we are going to ensure that people actually respect us. When you visit us, you must behave. If you don't behave, we'll send you back to your country.
All right. So where does ActionSA stand on the issue of South Africa's borders? And very briefly, would you consider revising or renegotiating South Africa's border?
Well, I think we believe very strongly as ActionSA that we could, instead of sending our soldiers to the DRC, the soldiers should actually be sent to go and guard our borders, employ more the defense force, the people. But what is important is to make sure that we give them the tools of trade. We ensure that our port of entry, be at airports or any other places, we make sure that we put ethical people, because the level of corruption within the Home Affairs compromises our sovereignty. Those South Africans involved in corruption, awarding or allowing foreign nationals, the characters that are here to disrupt us, those South Africans must face consequences. For us as ActionSA, we are going to appeal to government to ensure that anyone involved in actually disrespecting the sovereignty of South Africa, they must be treated as special cases. Those cases must be brought to court. These people must get long-term sentences with no chance of parole. Because what has really created a problem in this country, we are very soft on criminals, and I just don't understand why. Because you cannot build a sustainable economic country, the successful one, when you have an environment of chaos like what we're experiencing right now. I just saw the other day with a group of people here in Lombardy East, and you say to yourself, what on earth is happening? I know my days as the mayor of the city of Johannesburg, South Africa is actually becoming the center of human trafficking, because they've identified South Africa to be nice to criminals. I can tell you, under ActionSA policies, we're going to be brutal. We're going to be unsympathetic to anyone who disrespects the laws of our country.
Now, as the former mayor of Johannesburg, are you happy with the current state of Gauteng province? Do you think it's living up to its potential?
Absolutely not. We're failing our people, more especially Johannesburg. Johannesburg is a city that can really be turned around. It needs bold, decisive leadership that are not there to serve their own personal interest or their own narrow political parties. You need someone really very strong, get really very tough, reclaim the cities, ensure that all these people who are causing havoc in our country, both South Africans and foreign nationals. So foreign nationals, we must deport them en masse. Ensure that those who are in our country illegally, we get them out. South Africans working with these foreign nationals, so we must be tough on them. That is the only way we can actually reignite the economy of Johannesburg and Gauteng in general. If I look at, honestly, the potential of the city of Johannesburg, I look at the potential of Ekurhuleni and what is happening, it really breaks my heart. People of Mfuleni, you go there, I mean, for years, people live in sewer. In this day and age, business activity, people are too scared to invest in our province because of the level of lawlessness, and that's something that is it is within our means to resolve. It's just, unfortunately, firstly, we lack political will. Secondly, when we put in people to really be leaders of these municipalities, we put in the wrong people. When this country is so much potential, we've got law-abiding, hardworking, educated South Africans who are prepared to serve, but they cannot really serve under an environment of corruption and unethical leadership. So that is really where the problem is. The problems of this country can be solved and are solvable. It is for that reason some of us are in politics, and every day of my life I go out and convince more and more South Africans with the necessary skills to join the political field, because you can be an engineer, you can be a lawyer, you think politics is not for you.
All
Unfortunately.
Right. Mr. Herman Mashaba, we're going to have to leave it right there, but thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Masechaba.